So, in this video, we'll talk about the scientific principle of the ODR method. To understand the scientific principle of the ODR method, we must start with a very simple concept. Every cell in our body works only if it has energy. This energy is produced in the mitochondria, the cell's power plants. The final product of this process is a molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ATP is the form of energy immediately usable by the cell. Without ATP, the cell slows down. With little ATP, the cell functions poorly. With a good supply of ATP, the cell can maintain its physiological functions. To produce ATP, cells need several elements. One of the most important is oxygen. When oxygen is available, cellular metabolism is efficient and the cell works correctly. In fragile skin, this balance can be disrupted. Chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, drugs, and cancer therapies can slow down cellular metabolism. Energy production decreases and repair processes slow down. The skin becomes more vulnerable, and this is where the principle of the ODR method comes from. The goal isn't to stimulate the skin, the goal is to put the cell in a position to function better. This is where Ioxina technology comes into play. Ioxina is a cosmetic system based on negative ionic oxygen species within a stabilized gelled matrix. This technology allows these oxygenated species to be integrated into dermocosmetic formulations. Their role isn't to force the skin or cause an aggressive reaction, but to help create more favorable metabolic conditions. Some in vitro experimental studies from the universities of Genoa, Camerino, Pisa, and Bologna suggest that formulation systems containing stabilized negative ionic oxygen can support cellular metabolic efficiency. This can help support mitochondrial activity, promote ATP production, and support natural antioxidant systems. Among these, we find enzymes like superoxide dismutase and catalase, which help the cell manage oxidative stress. The fundamental point, however, is this. Ioxina doesn't stimulate or force the skin. It doesn't cause violent reactions. It acts as a process activator. In other words, it makes cellular metabolism more efficient. This approach is perfectly consistent with the fragile safe paradigm. When skin is fragile, it doesn't need to be stimulated. It needs to function better. And as cellular metabolism progressively becomes more efficient, the skin can recover some of its natural functions. The stability of the skin barrier, skin tolerability, comfort. It's not about a spectacular effect, a wow effect. It's about a physiological process, gradual. And it's precisely this gradualness that makes the ODR method particularly suitable for fragile skin. Because when the cell has sufficient energy, many biological functions can progressively return to stabilization. And it's from this principle that the entire ODR method is born, a method that is not based on immediate performance but on biological coherence.